What's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate 2 Reviews, and I've been having fun reviewing a lot of these, Amazon brand chainsaw, mini pruning saws, whatever you want to call them. And Alloyman was nice enough to send me out their saw as well. So this is actually going to be a kit. It includes two 2-amp-hour batteries, has a nice 1-year warranty. I've checked out some of their stuff in the past. They actually make some pretty decent tools. Been pretty happy with them so far. And the fun thing is if you're wondering, hey, why am I reviewing so many of these mini chainsaws? Well, every single one of these saws has something totally different on them. And it's not like reviewing drills where, it's like, oh, another drill, another clutch, another tool. It's kind of the same thing over and over again. These things actually have so many differences on them. It's actually been quite interesting reviewing a lot of these little mini chainsaws. So let's jump into this one. This is the Alloyman, and comes in a nice little hard case, which is pretty cool. I actually just pulled this thing out. I had to do some minor trimming in my backyard already, and this is the one that I reached for. So of course it comes with a lot of the usual stuff you're going to find with a lot of these brands. Got the user manual in here. Got some pair of safety goggles, although I always recommend wearing a full face shield whenever you use any type of chainsaw. If you ever get any, a kickback, it's going to hit you right in the face, and these will do very little. Got some gloves in here as well. I'd recommend picking up some cut level gloves from, say, Lowe's or Home Depot, like the Milwaukee ones. Those are going to protect your hand a lot better, just in case anything does ever happen. You're going to want some tougher gloves than this. I love when these brands include an extra chain in here, because these chains can be kind of hard to find. Even someone who's used chainsaws like me, it's, you got to match the pitch of the chain, the teeth of the chain. There's a lot to match whenever you go buy a new chain. Just having an extra one in the box is always great to have. Got a pretty standard battery charger in here. A lot of these chargers are, just regular chargers. This one actually has, a nice light on it to tell you, hey, when it's done charging. That's always great to have. Some of these are like, they don't even have a light on them, which is kind of funny. And you have no idea when they're even done charging. And of course, these batteries have a nice fully charged. I actually got these charged up before I started the video. Just wanted to make sure I had them both at full charge, so when we do some testing, we can have a nice fair comparison test there. So we got 2 of these batteries, and what's cool is, Alloyman is definitely a bit more focused on customer service. They've got an email on here. I doubt that's actually the actual CEO's email, but it's just an email there, and they have taken care of me in the past, so no real issues with Alloyman. They're a pretty solid Amazon brand. So I did say I used this once before. Now, when I mentioned that a lot of these chainsaws are different, it's kind of fun to review these because there are so many different little minute differences with these. Some of these chainsaws have this safety kickback shield, some don't. This one I'm only surprised that it doesn't have any type of oiler on here. Do not run these chainsaws without oiling, putting any oil on the blade. Of course, a lot of times they run on bar and chain oil. However, if you don't have that, or like this one, you don't even have an oiler on here, you can of course use like 3-in-1 oil. Like this stuff here. You can put a little bit of that on there after every few cuts, and make sure you get that bar and chain nicely lubricated up. You don't want the thing getting too hot, you're going to bust the chain, and it's not going to be nice there. This one does have a nice bit of a hand guard here. Look at that. That thing covers a nice chunk of your hand there. So of course you're like reaching into a bush, it's going to push away the bush for you and won't damage up your hand a bit there. This one's actually got one of the most unique chain tensioners I've seen. Check this out. So it just says a rotary tightening chain. It's kind of like, what does that mean exactly? Well, you take the black knob here, you loosen that up a little bit. So now it's going to loosen my chain a little bit up, but you can take the orange knob, and that's actually going to be your chain tensioner. Check that out. Loosen, tighten, and then your black knob here is going to be for the actual bar. So that is super cool. It's like the coolest chain tensioner I think I've ever seen on a chainsaw. That's so easy. You can do this with gloves on, without gloves on. Super easy to do. I really like this design here. I wish that's actually like an awesome, for smaller chainsaws, you're just use it once in a while. This is a fantastic design. I like that a lot. And this is why I like reviewing these chainsaws, because like everyone has a different design. Some are wins like this, and some are not so much. But this is actually a pretty fun design. I like it so far. So let's pop this thing in, get some batteries going, and see how well it does with some cutting. And make sure you have bar and chain oil on this one. I wish there was some type of oil on here, but no big deal. Actually got some nice rubberized material on here, which is pretty cool. So let's take this thing out and see how it does. All right, so we've got a nice little piece of branch here. This is actually what I just kind of trimmed off my backyard. Had this hanging over one of my pathways, so I had to take it off. Let's see how this thing does. Not bad. One thing I don't like about these chainsaws is everyone I've tried to date has a bit of, you know, kickbackness to it. It's that there's not a lot of teeth on these saws, so especially when you're jamming it, you know, into here, it's gonna want to kick back at you a little bit. It's just something with the smaller chains and then lower chain speed on these tools. So just something to be aware of whenever you're using one of these. Make sure, you know, I would recommend wearing a face shield, even though you've got this nice protector bar here to make sure, you know, if it whips back at you, it's not going to hit you in the face. Still, I'd still wear something else. And I want to do a few cuts on something a little bit more tougher. This isn't really what you'd recommend to use these tools for. Not going to do something like a treated 4x4, but let's do it anyways, because I really want to see all these tools, you know, how well they go through much heavier duty stuff. This is getting into more of like a top handle chainsaw. You know, this is definitely some heavier duty stuff, so let's give it a shot. Oh, I thought we were overheated there. Looks like now we were just getting stuck, I think. All right, not bad. Let's see, am I getting warm anywhere here? Yeah, definitely a little warm near the motor here, but overall, not a terrible little chainsaw. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check this thing out on Amazon. Pretty cool little chainsaw, so overall I think it's actually pretty neat. Got some really cool features, and I just love this chain tensioner here. That is absolutely amazing, guys. So thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, guys, and have a great day.